Legendary Battle Meditation. So what I need to do is meditate, learn how not to mute myself when we start a video. Here we go. RamBam is back for some more modding series for you guys that do or don't know how to mod. It's all healthy. It's good to have a second and third opinion. So we're going to go into that right now. Let's start out with the Bastilla Shan. Probably one of the prettiest faces in the game. I'll tell you what, the art department did her a favor. All right. Basic, deal special.
Feel free to turn her around too.
Oh, yeah, we can spin her. Deal special damage to target enemy and inflict ability block for 1 turn. This attack deals 20% more damage and has plus 20% potency for each active Jedi ally. And potency is actually really good with her, but it comes out of the kit as well. So and remember, anytime the team assists, they use their basics. So she has a chance to land ability block in there and do some decent damage. Rally, one of my favorite ability on her personally. Bastilla dispels all debuffs from herself and another target ally. They both gain offense, defense, speed, accuracy, critical chance up for 3 turns. Then Bastilla calls that ally to assist. This, I don't see it. 95% of the time, this should be passed to GMY. Why? Because GMY can then buff the whole team with all of those additional buffs. So unless you are trying to save somebody's life when you know they're about to be taken down, this ability goes to GMY. Agree, Ram?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yep, he passes it over, throws up his buffs, boom, it's awesome, it's great. So it's great ability. Subvert defenses, deal special damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs on them, stun them for 1 turn and inflict buff immunity for 2 turns. What do you smell here, Ram? Potency.
Yeah, so the problem with her kit, and this has been a huge complaint from when she released, she has a very, very, very ungodly low potency base.
Yep.
And so most people are going to run a potency cross on her, if not a potency set, to kind of help this stun land. Obviously, the ability block gets the increased potency on the basics, so there's not too much of an issue there. But the stun and the buff immunity almost never land. You'll dispel just fine, but she craves potency.
So we're going to get into that in a second here, though, where I wouldn't add too much to her, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But I do like potency on her 100% to Ram's point. Leadership, it does get used. Probably doesn't get used enough, to be honest, but at the start of the battle, Jedi allies gain 50% turn meter and protection up 200% can't be dispelled, and Jedi tank allies taunt for 1 turn. This is one that gets missed, and here's the thing. If you've got multiple tanks, let's say Ben and Mace, and maybe Plo Koon, all of them will taunt. Not saying that that's a great lineup, but just to get the point across, all Jedi allies have protection up. They have 150% tenacity and deal 35% more damage. So decent leadership. They use it. I see people who use it a lot against Grievous because they cannot land the target locks. Legendary Battle Meditation. We referenced this at the beginning of the video at the start of Bastilla's turn. She recovers 2% protection for each buff she has, and all other allies gain 3% turn meter, doubled for Jedi in Legendary Battle Meditation, which is plus 50% potency. So here we go. This is where it starts adding on to her. Probably why she's got a low end potency and 35% counter chance. Doubled for Jedi. Legendary Battle Meditation can't be dispelled. So there's part of it, Ram, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into this one. If she's partnered with Jedi Knight Revan in the leader slot, Bastilla and Jedi Knight Revan have plus 70% accuracy, potency, and tenacity. So that's 120% additional potency if she's with Revan. If she's not with Revan, you're only getting the 50. That's when you're going to really want to start stacking the potency, because she needs to land. She's going to land that ability block because the basic gives, if you got all Jedi or whatever, it gives 100% extra. But that's things to think about with these kits. Let's see. Jedi Knight Revan also recovers protection from Legendary Battle Meditation, so he's splitting that ability with her. If Darth Revan is on the enemy squad, Bastilla gains advantage and retribution for 1 turn. At the start of Darth Revan's turn, which once they added Malak, this basically became don't attack DR with JKR unless you specifically made your team to beat that, because it ain't going to happen.
Right.
Let's see. So the potency side, you can see what Ram was referencing a minute ago. Literally 7% starting potency. 7%. That's it. Mm-hmm. So anything you get over the top is good. And like I said, 120 plus that 7 is 120 per 7%. That's a pretty decent amount of potency if you've got them teamed up.
I've seen a potency set on Bastilla. I don't personally run one, but I do run a potency cross for that very reason, because that brings that base up from 7% to 37% at 6E, and then obviously add on the 70 from being with JKR and the legendary battle meditation 50%. So I mean, any potency you can get on her helps, but I would recommend at least a potency cross.
Yeah, 100%. All right, I had to pause for a second, guys. All right, I'm gonna go into this real quick too. Mastery, accuracy. So when you get to relic levels, accuracy, crit avoidance, and damage. So maybe that's why Ram has a crit avoidance arrow on his Bastilla. Got him.
I took it off.
It's better than accuracy, I guess. But as for she's got one Zeta, and Ram just pointed out it is the leadership, which is great at early game. Personally, it's a luxury Zeta, kind of iffish, but add one taunt on Jedi tank allies at the start of encounter and 150% tenacity with protection up. It is kind of a luxury, but kind of needed. So I guess it's kind of where you're at in game, guys. I'm not going to tell you to slam it on her, but what do you think, Ram?
Here's why it's a luxury, but not a luxury once you start working in the GL area, because you pair her with JML. You do Bastille with JML. You have the 150% tenacity. You put Watt on that team. It actually does become a pretty nasty team to go up against. There's teams obviously that beat it. There's teams that beat everything, but Bastille, JML, and Watt combo. The shenanigans with the tank tech, JML, because of how fast he is, he keeps taking turns regenerating at bonus protection. So it makes it very difficult to get through the bonus protection. And while he has bonus protection, obviously he's got 150% tenacity, as well as dealing 35% more damage from a GL level. It can be there are uses for it, but most of the time you're going to run her under JKR.
So modding wise, from the community, 36% of the sets are having 4 speed and 2 health, and then followed by that you referenced a minute ago is 4 speed and 2 potency. So I guess it depends on where they're running it, but the best triangle currently, it's kind of split between protection and crit damage. I don't really see the need for a crit damage mod here personally.
She's not. No. She's not doing much damage. She is a full support character.
Full support character. So I don't see that at all. Offense health split at 17%. Again, I would probably put health more than anything if I didn't have protection. Best cross potency. Obviously, I see why they're putting here as well. But for survivability, protection, health can do some good work there. I don't personally believe I have a potency one. I'm gonna have to double check. Circle, protection, and then speed arrow is 98%. That is a huge plus. She starts at a base speed of 120. She is slow, and you need her to have some kind of speed, even without a turn meter from a Jedi team. She has got to get those buffs out there to give you a better chance to win. Pass them over to Yoda, and then ideally in early game, you want Baz to the first, Yoda second, because she's going to pass the buffs. Yoda's going to go in multiple times, but when you get into later game, it changes quite a bit. But that, again, that's a personal choice of mine. Modding wise, I currently have, let's see down here. I got a protection mod on her cross for the survivability more than I do the potency. Like I said, once I learned that it came out of the kit, I was okay with it. Health on the triangle, speed obviously on the arrow, and I'm only running 217, but I did not put my best mods on her, and she's also only gear 11 and still super freaking survivable, and that's another reason why I didn't add a lot of this to her too. I wanted her as survivable as possible. How's yours, Ram? You're muted.
God damn it.
Yeah, your turn. How's your Bastilla modded?
I have her at Relic 3, 245 speed, and about 67k health. So she's not the thickest out there, but like we said, her kit is full on support. She's there to buff up the rest of the team, buff up Grandmaster Yoda, buff up JKR, and that's pretty much her whole entire use. She's a solid character, but definitely want a speed set on her, because again, her base speed it's atrocious. It's horrible. So get a speed set on her, and then make her as survivable as you can. So preferably a health set. If you can find good secondaries, maybe you can look at alternative sets of maybe potency or something like that. But speed and health sets are probably the absolute best for her.
So secondaries, I put her primarily as speed, because you want to get her up there. I'm not saying you got to run her 300. I'm actually recommending early game 215 plus. The faster you can get it, the better. Health and protection being second, potency and offense being third, and then defense isn't bad. But honestly, you can't go wrong with anywhere. You don't really need tenacity on her because it comes out of her kit. In the beginning of a battle, you almost cannot drop a debuff on a Jedi team with Bastilla and JKR. It's about impossible. And then, like I say, for the potency gain, you don't really need to add a whole lot either. If you'd like to, you can to guarantee there's a shot that it lands. But overall, like JKR, you really can't miss with her if you make her somewhat speedy and survivable.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then Zeta priority we already talked about. Some notes that I had here. Bastilla has a low starting speed, so whatever you can afford, the better off you are. To get the buffs out there, health and survivability is key for this character. And then Relic priority, that is the other one. What's your Relic priority, Ram?
She, like I said, so she has uses, and she's definitely a full-on support character. So she buffs the team, but she doesn't pass stats. She's not, as long as you get her thick enough, she's lower on the priority list. People like GMY, people like JKR, that was we mentioned before. Those guys are going to be much higher on the list. I would give her probably a 5, and that's probably mid game, mid range.
I did something similar as well. You can see my current Jedi squad. She's the only one that's not Relic. She's sitting at gear 11, and this still does dirty work against everybody, including the GG. So I put her as a Relic priority of a 4. I've been able to do miraculous things with her at this level because she is geared well and just fast enough to get the job done. So agree with you wholeheartedly, Ram. All right, that's all I got to add. You got any final touches, Ram?
No, I love Bastilla. I love these Jedi. These guys are amazing additions to the game.
Yes, great squad. 4 years strong and some. Don't forget, guys, hit that follow button. I appreciate you guys. Show us that you appreciate the time that we're taking out to do this, especially when we have to record it twice because I'm muted. In the meantime, Ram, we are one battalion strong.
Strong.
See you guys.
Shut up and sit down.